Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Walker Ford, Clearwater, Florida, because guess what? Yes, we're doing it again. We have a 2019 Shelby GT350, and this whole review is going to revolve around a question of, if you want a pre-owned GT350, is the 2019 the one you should be really looking for? But let's talk a little bit of history about this car. The first Shelby GT350 hit the streets, hit the racetracks across the country all the way back in 1965. Carroll Shelby, Ken Miles, and the rest of the crew taking what was known as the secretary's car and turning it into a track beast. Fast forward to 2015, the Shelby GT350 was brought back. Now the 2015 model year, very limited number production run. But for 2016, production turned up and things have been getting better and better. Quite a few additions that were made to 2019 to separate it from the rest of the model years. But why don't we go ahead, let's dive into this 2019 Shelby GT350 with that Voodoo engine and see, first of all, is it the one you should be really looking for rather than a brand new one? And also, is this one of the best performance cars out there for the money? Right off the bat, I love the magnetic gray, the black racing stripes. So these are gonna be options. This car is pretty much fully optioned, besides it being an R, being a fully optioned GT350. You can see the styling. Now GT350, remember, is wider than your standard Mustang GT. They're still using the older style headlight design, which, to be frank, I think look better, but you're gonna get full LED with the tri-bar. Of course, down in each corner, you have these functional side air vents. On the GT350, the front splitter is not as aggressive as on the R when you come across the front. Now for 2019, they actually redesigned the entry to this grille. If you notice, it's closed off. They've done that on purpose. It actually maximizes airflow efficiency. We don't need this to be all open because that creates more drag. They designed this through working on the racetracks to get it to this new shape for 2019. You drop down, flat black as well. There's the Shelby name that's embossed. It's like Zeus came down and said Shelby, and there it is on that front lip splitter. Coming up onto the hood, you can see the beautiful black racing stripes. You have your functional heat extractor. This hood is unique to the GT350 only. Coming around the bend, are there some changes for 2019? Yes, there are. Check out our new wheel and tire option. So for the first time on a standard GT350, it comes from the factory with those Michelin Cup 2 tires. It's a track day tire. It's a little bit more stick, or I should say a lot more stick. You're just not getting a lot of wear out of them. So you'll probably only see about 10,000 miles worth of wear, but this is the updated wheel for 2019. If you get a 2018, they look different. Gloss black, love the design. I love how they blacked out the Ford logo there. You're gonna get those massive 6-piston Brembo calipers, 15.5-inch rotors, 2-piece rotors, gonna help dissipate heat, fully ventilated. And I think the wheel and paint job combination on the money for 2019. That Magna Ride suspension has been totally retuned. They even did some work to the springs and suspension to make it handle like nothing but the business. Going down the fender, that magnetic gray, you got your GT350 badge, functional venting on the side. Everything else down the side of the car is the same as a 2018, 2017. Really, that troublesome year was 2016, where there were cars you could buy without the track pack, which all of them now have the track pack. You have a gloss black roof, the blacked out roof, that's an option. So you have the stripes, you have the roof. And that's another thing when we're talking about value. Are you gonna get the biggest bang for the buck going with a 2019 over a 2020? As we work our way back to the rear, there's our Cup 2 tires again. Now out back, the tires are a little bit wider. So you have 305s out back. It's gonna help get the traction to the ground, even 4 pistons. So you got 6 piston up front, 4 piston out back. That's a 15-inch rotor. So if you like having pizzas, you'll love driving this thing because those rotors are as big as a Domino's pizza. Coming out to the rear, we have more newness for 2020. The racing stripe continues. This rear wing is all new for 2020. On top of it, we also have the gurney flap. This is an extra aerodynamic piece that's been added. It's part of the track pack option where you get, or I should say, excuse me, the handling option where you're gonna get the gurney flap, which is gonna give you more downforce, plus you get those same movable shock tower mounts like you can, that comes standard on the GT350R. This is actually bolted to the actual rear spoiler. And if you wonder why they call it the gurney flap, this extra piece of material was designed by Dan Gurney himself, race car engineer, race car driver, won Le Mans. He is the man, Darren Gurney. Here's the Jeopardy fun fact of the day. He is the man that is responsible for spraying the champagne. So every time you see a car race and they're spraying the champagne, it's all thanks to Dan Gurney back in 1967 when he won the 24 Hours of Le Mans with A.J. Foyt, another American race car hero. We have the quad exhaust. Of course, they're active exhaust, which you can make them quieter or louder. I say piss off everybody in your whole vicinity and just leave them loud all the time. Nice aggressive rear diffuser. You got 373 gears, and right behind here is a diff cooler. So the GT350, part of that track package, you have a diff cooler, engine oil cooler, transmission cooler. That's gonna keep everything nice and chilled so you could turn those fast laps all day long. Let's pop the hood and check out that voodoo magic. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod, which I am gonna zonk that on this GT350, but underneath that massive strut tower brace, that is that 5.2 liter voodoo engine. Remember, it's got that flat plane crankshaft, so you're looking at 526 horsepower, 429 pound-feet of torque, 8,250 RPM redline. It's all bolted to that Tremec 6-speed transmission. If you know how to dance 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds, the car weighs around 3,800 pounds and it has a top speed of 173 miles an hour. The best news is, you see that nameplate? This engine is hand assembled, and the even better part is that there's no plastic cover. This is what I'm telling you about. Even though the intake plenum is plastic, let me see it. It looks good. Instead of putting an aircraft carrier size piece of garbage on top, like on the Mustang GT. But talking about this engine's great. Where you really get to enjoy it, let's hear what it sounds like. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's fire up this voodoo GT350. Guys, we're in one of my favorite cars of all time, the Shelby GT350. This is why I have one on order. I know you're probably asking, well, Joe, we're talking about value. We're talking about, should I get a 2019 over a brand new one? How much is this one? Well, MSRP, because it's fully loaded, was over $67,000. Right now, the car is marked for around $58,000. Call Tracy to get the actual price, but from what I heard, they are going to mark it at $58,000. It only has 5,700 miles. And if you're wondering, well, what did the previous owner buy? They traded this in for that Grabber lime green GT500 that we did here on Rady's Rise. But let's go to the door panels, see what you get. So with the GT350, you're getting that Alcantara, you're getting the white contrast stitching. Everything else is going to be your Mustang GT door panel. You do have plenty of room for those race-winning ding-dongs and little Debbie snags. Now, when you get to the dash, you do have a GT350 chassis plate badge, which is nice. This one has the optional carbon fiber and the optional tech system with the B&O sound system as well. You're gonna get oil pressure, oil temp. You have your 8-inch sync system with navigation. We go back to home, you can get into your climate controls. This one does have the heated seats and ventilated seats instead of the Recaros, which that's nice to have, especially on a hot summer day. You got your beautiful start-stop button, all your toggle switches. The previous owner added in some carbon fiber in this little cubby area with a USB and a 12-volt. Even this shift knob was added by the previous owner. I like the Cobra on the side. It's almost like this is how the car should have came, but this is where the magic happens, where you have that eargasm and every other kind of gasm you could think of. You know which one I'm talking about. 2 cup holders, good old-fashioned e-brake, nice soft material, and then you have more room in here, USB and a 12 volt and a place for some Twinkies in there, no problem. Here's your GT350 seats. I like the nice logo there, the microfiber Alcantara material. It actually has a pretty decent size bolstering to keep you in, but nothing too crazy like the Recaro seats. You have electric on the bottom, manual on the back, plenty of headroom in here. Why don't you come over to the business end though? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Shelby GT350. All right guys, we're behind the wheel, the business end. You have your Ford Performance badge located down below. There's your power controls for the bottom portion of the seat. You have your brushed aluminum pedals, perfect for a heel-toe downshifting. There's no automatic rev match downshift in the Shelby GT350. You have to do it the good old-fashioned way, your skill and ability. Steering wheel, Alcantara, beautiful. You got that Cobra. Please bite me. I'm just asking it to bite me because it'd be a great death. Flat bottom on the steering wheel. Gauges exactly the way that God intended them. Analog, clear, crisp, tach, speedometer. Then you have that display in the center that you could toggle through a plethora of information to where you could actually even get the gauge. Look at that. Transmission oil temperature. That's what I'm talking about. That's what makes the Shelby extra special. You could actually adjust the stiffness of the suspension with the MagneRide, your steering weight, all that good stuff. You got the stripe for the top down center here, so you know exactly where you are. Looking out over the hood is great. I'm not showing you the back seat. It's too tight for me. I'm not even showing you the trunk. Let's get to the best part, what every Shelby GT350 is all about. If you're ready, I'm ready. I know Carroll Shelby's ready. He's looking down. Let's take this Cobra for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2019 Shelby GT350. You know how I feel about this car. We're talking about, should you forego getting a brand new one and saving big on this particular one with only 5,700 miles on throttle, second gear. Here we go. The sound, the sensation, no matter which way you cut it, a GT350 just does that little something extra to you that really, there's not a lot of cars out there that have that same effect. And you know that we've driven them all here on Rady's Rides, well, almost all of them. And I keep coming back to the Shelby GT350. Now, remember, for 2019, that's when they made some changes. So if you're gonna get a pre-owned one, if you could find one like this, where it only has 5,700 miles and it's only 1 year old, that's really the one you want to buy up because of all the changes that they made. But the sound of this exhaust, that Tremec, nice shifts, super smooth, short throws, the clutch action is amazing, steering feel and feedback is on point. Even though this does have an electric assist rack and pinion, they have fine-tuned this thing like a violin. And that is what allows you to be confident to turn those fast lap times. Another new addition for 2019 is you're getting the GT350s, the R's, stickier tires. You're getting those Cup 2 tires, which are going to allow you to stick like you have never stuck to the ground before. All right, guys, we're driving down the highway. The wonderful thing is with the MagneRide suspension, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're gonna get that comfortable, smooth drive, actual pretty smooth for a car of this performance level. Going over these expansion joints just sucks it right up. But the wonderful news is when you turn up the wick and the twisties, it's gonna adjust the compression and rebound to give you that grip, stick, and feedback that you need to have to turn those consistent fast laps. Visibility is great, just like in any other Mustang. You're not sitting in a cave like in a Camaro. There is no automatic rev match downshifting, so you're gonna have to heel toe all by your lonesome. So I hope you know how to do that. In this car, the pedals are so well placed in that foot box, it's a piece of cake. Third, second, really nice. Turning is crisp, super smooth. Rolling on throttle, here we go. About being able to have such a balanced chassis, the power gets down to the ground efficiently, and the sound causes you to have an eargasm. I have my towel, so I just want to let you know I have my towel ready. All right, guys, let's see how we handle second gear on the brakes. Nice feedback from the front end. Line it out, line it out. Nice, here we go. The power delivery is so awesome in this thing. I'm telling you, it's so amazing. Having that 8,250 RPM red line, and it pulls all the way through. If you think the power falls off at 6,000 RPM, you're wrong. Way wrong. The brakes, they bite down hard. Second gear, here we go. Tipping it in, look at the stick. Look at the stick and the grip. Here we go. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Yeah! Yeah, third gear. Fourth gear. The Tremec is such magic. It really is. It really is. And the steering is so direct. The changes that they made for 2019 are so crucial. So crucial. Let's see how she handles again. On the brakes, feeling good. Third gear, second gear, on the money. Nice, round and round, round we go. There we go, index down. Third gear, yeah. Oh my God. Oh, where's my towel? Where's my towel? So this is the type of car for someone who definitely is a car enthusiast, who wants that little extra something. Are there faster cars? Yes. But there's nobody that does it like a Shelby GT350. So I'm hoping that this gave you a nice overview of what this car is about. We unfortunately have to wrap it up and get back to Walker Ford. So I will see you in a split second, but here we go. All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day here at Walker Ford. Definitely got to thank Frank Walker, Western Walker, Tracy, Benji, Mark, Austin, everybody here. Jason, so accommodating. Is this the way to go? I think if you're trying to save some money but yet have the car of your dreams, this GT350, you're going to at least save about $10,000 off the price of sticker for this car, and it only has 5,700 miles, barely broken in. And you're gonna get those great updates along the way. But if it's cars like these that you wanna keep seeing on the channel, and I sure hope the hell that you do, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rise family. If you wanna help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Radies Rise merch. Gotta get out the big guns. Muscle McGee over here with his arms getting bigger every single day. Thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.